Other than that, I don't think there's nothing new. Oh, that's right. Xbox, I already posted a tweet about this everywhere on Threads as well. You know Threads? That is still a thing, right? But yeah, Xbox raised prices on their consoles and soon their games, which they said that they'll raise them up to $80 per game, first party games, which I blame Nintendo for. And the reason why I say this is because they did it immediately. I mean, you can blame it on tariffs, you can blame it on inflation, but I doubt that's what it is. Because if it's tariffs, why would the games go up to $80 then? Especially if it's digital. Why? Digital media doesn't fall under tariffs. They don't get tariffed. So that doesn't make sense. And the reason why I say it's Nintendo is because soon after Nintendo released the price on their console and their games, they later came out and said that tariffs were not the reason for the price hike. They said, no, this is what we're gonna price them at. And so Xbox followed suit. And now I'm worried PlayStation will follow suit. And I still don't have a PS5. So if they follow suit, then even used prices are gonna go up, which is gonna suck. Or maybe not, I don't know. But I have a feeling that they might. I'm really starting to think, I'm gonna go on a little rant here. Let me turn the music of the game down more. I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole right now. So, Xbox, the only good thing Xbox has going for it is Game Pass, a subscription service to play their entire library plus third-party games that get released on there. For, I think it's $14 a month, which is a really good price, really good. But I also believe that price is going to go up, not by a whole lot, but it will go up. And I believe it's going to get to a point where Xbox is just going to be a subscription-based service.
This is what we call foreshadowing.
You won't buy an Xbox anymore. It's only going to be Xbox Game Pass. That's all they're going to be selling you. And here, this is where I dove down a rabbit hole on my drive from work back to my house. That Xbox raises their console prices. You won't be able to afford console games. You won't be able to afford a console. PlayStation follows suit, raises their prices on their PS5, and then raises their prices on a PS6, which we're going to get in about 2 years. They're going to raise their prices on first-party games as well. And PlayStation also have their own subscription service like Xbox Game Pass, which is PlayStation Plus. But in all honesty, PlayStation Plus sucks. Ever since they added tiers, I clocked out of PlayStation Plus. Is it still doing well? Yeah, people are still like paying for that stuff. You get free games. You get 2 free games every month, and then you get 2 other free games depending on the tier you have. And those are going to remain way cheaper than buying a console and buying a game from $80 to $90. I mean, GTA even said they're going to raise their GTA 6 is going to be $100, and this was way before tariffs were even involved. So you can't tell me tariffs are the reason everything's going up. You cannot tell me that. If GTA said $100 is going to be the price of their game, and then Nintendo comes out with a $450 console and $80, $90 first-party games, and they said that tariffs weren't the reason. Then Xbox comes in, does the same thing. They're going to say tariffs are not the reason. Besides the ratio or the percentage that tariffs are on China compared to the price increase, it doesn't match up. So it's not tariffs. Could probably be inflation, but I still doubt it's that. PlayStation raise their prices on consoles and their games, pushing you to subscription-based services. They're subscription-based services to the point where everything is going to be digital. They're going to force you. They're pushing us into the digital era. That's what they're doing. That's the reason why these price increases, because Xbox sees that their Game Pass is making them money It's still making them money. Microsoft still sees it's making their money, so why not push it? Nintendo are also pushing their online service. Why? You can only use Game Chat if you have Nintendo Online. You can only use their emulators with Nintendo Online. They stepped back, or they bounced back from saying that their GameCube controller, their wireless GameCube controller, will work for other games. But remember that it said that you can only use it for the GameCube emulator games, which you need Nintendo Online. They're going to push a console price increase. They're going to push for game price increase. First-party games, of course. Third-party games are still going to be like maybe $50 to $60 or $60 to $70. But it's going to push us to their subscription services, to the point where we only have digital media. Digital media that they have control of. We do not. That they own. We do not. What Ubisoft said about gamers should get used to not owning their games, I'm starting to see that that person didn't mean just for Ubisoft games. Because it's being pushed by Nintendo and now Microsoft, Xbox, and maybe PlayStation. To the point where we will own nothing. Better get used to not owning your games. Because I'm a big advocate for physical media. I highly recommend that you buy physical copies of your games, physical copies of your movies, maybe even throw it in there. I'm standing on that. Buy physical copies of your favorite TV shows, and then save them on your own digital stuff. Rip them onto your computer. You still have it. You still own it. They can't take it away from you, unless they hack into your computer, which is going to be an invasion of privacy. It's going to come to a point where we will own nothing, because they're pushing us to own nothing. They're forcing us to lean on digital media, because physical media is too dang pricey. Even me, I'm a bit advocate, even though I'm small. Most of y'all don't know who I am. I'm a big advocate for physical media, but I'm really liking the convenience of having digital media. I already promised myself that if I'm gonna buy digital media on Steam, especially on PC, from Steam, it's gonna be because it's a multiplayer game. Sure, free-to-play games on like PlayStation and Nintendo, online free-to-play games you can play for free online. But games like Helldivers, games like Elden Ring, paid to play games. Marathon is one that's coming out right now. Those you have to pay for a subscription service to play online with Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. On PC, it's free. So that's why I have all my multiplayer-based games on PC. Some games I do have that are single player on PC because I got them for free or I got them on sale. That's the only reason why I would have single player games on my PC. And I don't like it. I still want to buy physical copies of these games, but some of them are just too dang old that they're expensive now. PlayStation 2 games, some of them are pretty pricey. I've been lucky that GameStop has had a good amount of PS3 games for the cheap. I think the most expensive one has been maybe $24. I'm afraid that it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to be subscription, that our games are also going to be subscription based, to the point where we're only on digital media, no longer physical. It saddened me when I saw that Best Buy is no longer selling DVDs, because there was a few movies that I wanted to buy, but I just couldn't because I was there for other things. And by the time I was like, you know what, let me go see what they got nothing. They got rid of it. And then me, like I said, big advocate for physical media. I still want to buy physical copies of these games. I still want to get a PS5 so I can buy these physical copies of these games that I want. But seeing the price increase, I've been thinking, you know what, I think I might just buy them on PC, because I can find them for sale on PC for way cheaper than what Xbox and Sony sell it for. Heck, you can even go to CD Keys I wouldn't recommend it because I don't know how that works in the back end, but I've used it. It's good. But you can even go to CD Keys and find games for much cheaper. Yeah, you can buy them for like PlayStation and Xbox as well, even Nintendo. But majority of the time, you're there for PC games. You're there to buy games from Epic or Steam. And it's like, it's now more tempting and more convenient and just better for me overall to buy games on PC from Steam or Epic. But the thing that I don't like is the fact that I'm still paying full price for a license, not an actual copy of the game. That's the reason why I'm an advocate for physical media. Because when you buy online, when you buy digitally, you pay for a license. You don't pay for the game. You pay for a license to play the game, which these companies, these developers can take away from you at any moment, because that's what it says on their user agreement. Because they still own it and they can take it away from you, and then they can say in their user agreement that, oh, you agreed to this, we can take this away from you and we don't have to give you back a dime. And sadly, that's where I see gaming headed towards. Because on Netflix, Hulu, any of those subscriptions services, they constantly remove and add new movies that you never heard of, you don't even want to watch, you don't want to even be watching, you want to rewatch your favorite movie or TV show constantly, but they take it away. You can't say nothing because you signed a user agreement. And that's what they can do because of the user agreement. I think it's in, I don't know where it is. I think it's in Australia that they're fighting that, or in the UK that they're fighting against it. But in the US, that is not the case. These companies are pushing us to digital media so that we own nothing and they make money, which is the bad ending. And we're headed that way ever since Nintendo came out with their $80 games and the $450 console, which is on par with the PS4. There's still a generation behind their other two competitors. $450 for that Switch, to me, honestly, I think it's okay. But those $80, $90 for their first party games, And then Xbox saw that the Switch 2 pre-orders still did well. They think that they can do that with their consoles. But the bad thing about that for Microsoft is that the Xbox Series X and S have not been the best-selling consoles. Why? Because people have Game Pass on PC. What's the point of having an Xbox? Right? I mean, we're heading towards the bad ending. And I'm afraid we won't be able to change it. And if push comes to shove, I'm buying everything through Steam. If I cannot own physical media, I'm buying through Steam. Because Steam is just the best. They're for gamers, they're with gamers, they're for their customers. They will fight for us. Honestly, they will fight for us. They will push policies that align with our wants and needs. I'm not too sure about Epic. Epic is nice, but Steam, out of the both of them, is the best one. If push comes to shove, everything's going to be on Steam. I'm only going to be buying stuff through Steam, if it comes to that. But Heavenly Father, I pray that it doesn't. Because if it comes to that, I need to see, or I want to see, I can say I need, but I would like and I would want to see digital games to become cheaper. Why? Because if I'm paying $80 for a physical copy of the game, it's because it's going to the printing, for the boxing, the cartridge molding and stuff like that, all that jazz. I should be paying less for a license to that game, because my money isn't going to all those other fees. It's going straight to the publisher. It's going straight to the company who's selling it to you. It's going straight to Microsoft. Well, majority is going to go straight to Microsoft. Majority is going to go straight to Nintendo. Majority is going to go straight to Sony. The rest of it goes to the developers. But I should be able to pay it cheaper because I'm not paying for those other fees. The majority is going to go to the companies, the publishers, and the developers. I want my money to go to the developers. I want my money to go to these companies because they're the ones publishing the games. But I should not be paying full price the way I am with physical media. Because it's a digital license, not the actual game. I should be paying like I'm gonna assume like $10 cheaper than the physical game. $10 or $20 cheaper than the physical copy. Sadly, I doubt that'll happen though. But yeah. If you're a Sony fan, or you're a PlayStation fan, get the games you want physical before they go up. If they go up. If they do, I still recommend getting physical copies because you'll still be able to own them. And if not, I recommend you get a PC. Game Pass is on PC. You don't need an Xbox. And then most of the Sony games, PlayStation exclusive games, have come to PC. So everything's gonna be on PC. PC Master Race. I will fight for that too. Push comes to shove, I am getting everything on Steam. I will buy everything through Steam on PC. If it comes out for PlayStation only, I sadly will not get it. And more than likely, within a year or two, that PlayStation exclusive will come to PC. Because they see a market there. And if everything becomes digital, we have another fight on our hands, because then they're going to push for a PlayStation account. They're going to push for a Microsoft account so they can inflate their numbers. They're going to push to have their own launchers, like Ubisoft and EA. Their launchers suck, but they're pushing us to use their launcher to play their games, which I will not do. I will not pay for an EA game or a Ubisoft game because I would need to use their launchers, and their launchers are crap, and I will not use that. I will skip out on EA and Ubisoft games because of that. And I will not buy physical media because Ubisoft and EA suck right now. In my humble opinion, they just suck right now. But there, that's my rant. The gaming crash is coming soon. The thing I will not, nor will I predict if it's going to be for the betterment of us or the betterment of these companies. If it's going to fall into our side or their side. I cannot say, because that is literally a 50-50 shot. But I can say confidently that the gaming crash is coming soon, to where nobody will be able to buy nothing, and these companies will not be able to sell anything. That's coming very, very soon. And I am afraid for that, because I love games. Anyway, let's get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh!
Game over.